In the early hours of the morning yesterday, the terrorist group Hamas launched a barbaric, savage, and unprovoked attack against the sovereign nation of Israel. In this attack, men and women were ruthlessly gunned down, and a female German tourist was taken hostage, raped, stripped, and then her naked body put on display. Her naked body was drove through the streets of Gaza, whilst Muslims were spitting on her, shouting Allahu Akbar. This just shows you that the real root of the Israel-Palestine conflict is indeed Islam, and always has been Islam. It's a religious war. That's not that the Jews did something to the Muslims, it's that the Muslims want to kill the Jews. That's just it. All these people saying that Israel and Palestine need to build bridges. The Israeli government have tried time and time again to build bridges with Palestine. The problem is one side wants to massacre the other. In the Quran it states that on the final days, every rock and tree will shout, "O Muslim, there's a Jew behind me, come kill it." That is what Islam is, inherently violent. You cannot reason with a side that wants to kill you. When are the left going to understand that? In 2015 and other years when we had the summer of terror, when jihadis were coming to Europe to blow themselves up or drive trucks through crowds, they were all saying that the only way we can respond to jihad is to show peace and tolerance and solidarity, not blame Islam. No, we should blame Islam. Because Islam and terrorism are extremely linked. ISIS is Islam. Hamas is Islam. Islam is a violent organization. Muhammad killed people. Killed Jews when he was a prophet. And so his followers follow his example. Since the early hours of the morning yesterday, Hamas has gone on an absolute killing spree throughout Gaza and Tel Aviv, killing innocent civilians, gunning them down, men, women, and children. No hesitation whilst doing it. They didn't hesitate. They just did it because Muslims hate Jews on a level where they don't even see them as human. Thousands of people have died. Thousands of people are injured. Thousands of people are held hostage by Hamas. There were shocking videos on Twitter of Hamas terrorists, gunning down men, women, and children. There's a video on Twitter of this room full of dead Israelis and the Hamas terrorists just shooting them. Now, the left like to pretend that Hamas is some sort of freedom fighter resistance movement. It's not. It's a terrorist organisation. It always has been, always will be. Sure, Hamas was elected and it has a constitution, a quota. And, they're saying that, the people of Palestine elected Hamas, the people of Gaza elected Hamas to be their representative. Yeah, they elected them, and they elected ISIS, they elected a jihadi militant group, because the people of Gaza want to destroy Israel. They want to kill Jews. That is why they elected Hamas, to kill Jews, to do as they wanted. And Hamas have done that. They have killed multiple other hostages. One, a Israeli Jewish girl named Noah, who they killed. Videos of them shooting cars, opening the car doors, just letting the bodies just drag around the streets. Just multiple videos of Hamas doing disgusting things. Hamas currently now are just destroying Tel Aviv, and so the Israeli army, what they should do is come down hard on Hamas, and come down hard, really hard, because Muslims in other countries, especially in the UK, they'll get inspired by what Hamas is doing, just as they got inspired by ISIS and started the Summer of Terror. So what I think will happen is a shockwave of terrorism. The Taliban and other Islamic jihadi organizations have already, said that they are coming to Israel to fight for the Holy Land. So I think what is going to happen is essentially, kind of a replay of just a replay of the Crusades, or some other violent holy war, or maybe just a replay of the last war Israel had with Palestine, or with terrorist organizations from all around the Middle East. Now, to all the lefty, woke-wing idiots that will undoubtedly say, Palestinians have a claim to their land, whatever. They don't, because Palestine didn't exist when Israel was formed. Palestine literally came into existence after Israel was formed. There was no Palestine. There never has been no Palestine. When the Israelis, the Jews, arrived in, it wasn't Palestine, it was just Israel. That's what it was called for thousands of years. The only time it was called a different name was during the Roman occupation. So there was no Palestine. When they arrived in Israel, they weren't fighting against Palestinians, they were fighting against Arabs. That land that is currently now Israel and Palestine have always been, just either Israel or something other. Because they've been claimed by multiple people for multiple generations and multiple centuries. Thousands of people of different faiths and different beliefs have fought over it. The Romans, the Muslim caliphates, the Crusader Knights, the Ottomans. Thousands of people have fought over, Israel and the city of Jerusalem. Palestine didn't exist until Israel was formed, as the Arabs were angry that the Israelis took their land. But if you look at the rules of war, and you look at what happens when, the enemy takes your land, then you have to accept the fact that they took your land. Israel won the war with the Arabs, not the Palestinians, the Arabs, fair and square. Why can't you just accept that? It's the rules of war. And there'll be multiple jihadis who say that I'm, funded by Israel, I'm supporting the Jews. Well, I'll just say I support Israel. I don't get jack shit from them, but I support them. I like Jewish people. For all those who think that I'm a Nazi, I support the Jews, I support Israel. I'm not a neo-Nazi, and because the real neo-Nazis are siding now with the Muslims, saying that Palestine should be free and that Jews should be killed. I say that Israel is a sovereign state, a land, a homeland where all Jews belong, and that the Jews should fight for their homeland, and that I 100% stand behind Israel.